So, welcome back to Path of Exile. It's been a long time if you've just watched exclusively my Path of Exile episodes and such on YouTube, then it's rare that you get to hear my voice this late in a league. And that's because there's kind of some sad news, not really, because it's me not enjoying playing Path of Exile at the moment. And I think it's just because I've burnt out and I kind of achieved some of the goals that I set myself. Or I achieved all the main goals that I set myself for the league. So, with that being said, we're going to do a character overview in this episode, and next episode is going to be a league overview. And in the league overview, it's pretty much going to be talking about the goals that I set myself and the things that I achieved. Now, we didn't go that far into the end game of the actual thing. I've never achieved that. But we're going to talk about our very first character, which is Arctum. So you're going to have loading screens and all that in this episode. I'm not editing it at all. I'm just going pretty much just purely going through it. But this was our arc. Did we do... It was totems. Yeah, it was arc totems. Though realistically, arc traps would have been a smarter choice to go. Because traps are ridiculous. Though I've been considering doing another trap build. I do like traps. But I'm thinking bows possibly next. Maybe a channeled skill potentially. There's many options to do. There's one build that I've never really had much success with, but it's really cool. It's just I always choose to do it later on in the league where I just don't really care. So let's head over to my hideout. So this arc build it was the league starter. It was fantastic as a league starter. Probably if I invested more into it, put some money investment into the character, I would have. I did mess around with this character off screen where I actually got a soul mantle and all that. I think a soul mantle with a series mirror to make myself curse immune would be fantastic, but that's because the curses are annoying. But we got, what, 11k? Yeah, 16k if we just get a... Look at all that. Yeah. Look at that detriment. Which is our curse class 4. With 16k damage with each of them, so what, that's 64k around with the 4. It's decent. Leveling it was really fun. We moved through it. We actually did a majority of our very first mastermind fight in the Syndicate with this character. We didn't actually do any... We got 2 yellow maps and we didn't get much further than that. But the Soul Mantle setup is kind of weird and buggy, and at the stage when I gave up on this character, I kind of just moved away in a sense. Because the shields, we didn't have the +1 totems enabled. I actually moved away right before they switched over with our second build. But we did decently enough. We spent, what was it? A day, 12 hours, 13 minutes and 20 seconds playing this character total over a couple of weeks, I guess. Though it was the quickest, oh no, probably not even a week. Wow, this character is young. So yeah, the build was decent. The tree pathing was fine. We actually did Uber lab on this, which is cool. I've actually had very rarely builds. Kind of want to do a Stormbrand build, actually. That was an interesting thing that we could do next league. I think we might start off with Stormbrand. Like a brand build as the league starter, and then transition to other stuff later on. But let's move on to the next character. It's going to be quick. Now, our next character was actually Tinkergorm. Now, I've got 2 other ones in there, and you've only seen one of them. The other one was a failed one that I transitioned to another build using the same items. But let's get to the hideout. Just because I look cool in the hideout. Now, this was the build that pretty much dominated everything that we did. I died a lot. That's what I should have done with the other one. 140 times, we've played this one for 2 days, 6 hours, 23, and this was the majority of playtime that we had with the character. That we actually, at least in recordings, I played it the most. And I played it a lot off-screen as well. It was the one that actually defeated the Mastermind once, I think, with this character. We also did the Grand Architect on this character, which is cool. We did the majority of our challenges with this character. We got a 5 link. We could easily get that to 6 link if we want. Damage-wise, he is ridiculous. Because if I just do that, we're up to 25k for each trap, and with 23. Oh god. Let's go 23 times 25,000. We'll just do the rough estimate. That's about 575,000 damage. It's a decent amount of transition because I did use my numpad. And and lucky I didn't hit a 7. Oh, if I had a 7, I would have stopped the recording. But yeah, so we did this. We did all our elder fights with this character, which was really good. Really good at Zeri boss fighter. Though we can't do any of them. We're close to doing Uber at Zeri, but that's fine. We did a majority of the map with this character, a lot of the endgame stuff. So, a lot of the red maps. So we did some tier 14s with this character that I did with a friend. So on. We've actually gone through and did a decent chunk. We've done 110. I think that's the most I've ever done in a league. Though, it's not saying that I've given a thing. It's just, I don't have the motivation and interest in recording. Because it's now become a chore. And when something becomes a chore, it's not fun. It's just, it's like, I have to do it because I have the series running. It's like Darkest Dungeon. I felt that was a chore for the longest time until I decided to actually set myself goals within it, of actually completing things. And same thing with, Fire. If I didn't actually have fun playing it, I would have stopped that series a long time ago. Now, this character, I think, is one of the strongest that I've actually ever made. So, that's got that to it. Though, the guide is a bit weird because it tells you to do stuff. Like, I don't have the perfect gear. I never got the best gear ever. There wasn't much investment. The only investment was pretty much into this. Everything else was self-found or around, so that's actually really decent. We also progressed a lot with this character. I think, yeah. So, let's move on to the failed character, just to showcase it. I didn't show the tree. Oh well. Gorm the Poet. My attempt at doing a Mathel build that didn't work out. Much like the last league where I tried to do a Gloom thing build. A Gloom thing build. Now this character is skinned, so I apologize, but it was a totem. It was a self-cast, self-cast is a weird way of putting it. It was a Poet's Pen build, with Arc and Ball Lightning. And then with Righteous Fire, with Stormcall in the chest with Frenzy up here. So we got Stuck Conjures with Ball Lightning area effect on it, which I think that was amazing. We also spent a lot of money on this, the Mark of the Shaper, and we are not using it. I should probably remove it from this character and store it. Realistically, you can pop down there. And then this one did do kind of well. It just didn't have the survivability that I would have liked. That's my biggest problem with it, is it couldn't live. I kept dying with it. It felt slow and clunky, and it just didn't move fast enough for me personally. It just felt out of place. Though, I did cannibalize the Poet's Pen and other things from this character to create the other character that you saw me in the last couple episodes, which is I think is a better Poet's Pen build. It's less thing. This guy actually could not do Uber. Oh god, Uberlab. God, why do I keep failing in that? I think we would have grabbed this node. The tree's decent. We pathed around. We got to the zones. We got some gems. But yeah, we didn't go that far with this character, which was disappointing. Didn't do much delving with his character. We didn't even get fire in the actual thing. We didn't even do a mastermind fight with this guy. And actually, I think we started, but we got down to like 2 portals, and I went out and got my mine build, the trap build. And yeah, so what, we got to level 81, we played 22 hours, 27 minutes, we didn't even play for a day. What's our deaths like? 47 times. Yeah, a lot of those actually happened in maps. It couldn't sustain. I couldn't survive maps, especially as I transitioned to yellow maps. I could not survive in there. That was the worst part about this build. Though I should probably take off the helmet. Yeah, we'll take off the helmet as well. Store that. Store this away. I did spend money on it. And then, yeah, now off to the final build, which I actually really do enjoy. It just takes a little bit of investment in to get rolling. It's not quite there yet. But
blessings.
I put the stuff in it. So, this is the Poet's Pen build that I really enjoyed. It is pretty much a low life build that does this. It's amazing. Those are amazing. What we were doing tooltip wise, 17 per ball. So what we're doing, like what, 50k? We just spam those out. Boom. It's dual curses, but we can't dual curse because I actually haven't done Uber Lab on this. We would go there. So it's an energy shield build, as you can see. We have 7k, which is not the best. But if we got that, we'd actually, I think we'd be doing a lot more because we got that. Have a chance to explode, but then that adds chaos damage when we get there. The tree is decent. I've actually screwed up my tree several times, so we're actually using spiritual aid. We grab mana reservation nodes because of stuff. Ghost Reaver, so our life regen. I use this mana flask just to top up, essentially. So when I'm in a boss fight, I can just hold it down and then click it. Now, I think what I found is this is great for delving. This build, you just sit behind in the back of the darkness and just spam and just walk. Because there's no movement skill in this one. It's movement speed of 30% with the boots. So I actually had this. The downgrade for this for the longest of time, and I just decided to do it. To buy the Blessing of Chiola to actually upgrade it to the Presence, so it's actually helped me out greatly. We have a Chevs, which we got to 6 link, which would give us the 2 dual because it's on hit curses with greater thing, faster attacks, and frenzy. So we'd be actually using Flammability and Elemental Weakness, though I have them both in there, only Flammability applies, I believe. Yeah. Gloves aren't the best, but we have our 2 Poet's Pens set up with Volatile Dead, Elemental Focus, and Concentrated Effort. So that's our main damage dealer, and this gives us our bodies with Unearth. And then I just have this stuff here to actually do all that stuff, and I'm leveling up a second Volatile. So that we can actually flip this one to 20% and then throw it in. Yeah, we decent gear, but not the best. It's not optimized. And I just haven't spent the time to get the better gear, going through and looking for people selling it. I kind of lost interest in doing it because trading has got really hard recently because people have stopped playing, and Yeah, so we actually have a gem setup which is interesting. So what we have up in our helmet discipline, enlighten, anger, and arctic armor, that's our mana, and we actually have Herald of Ash, blood magic, and purity of ice, and then an enlighten will go there, which will give us our 75%, which will increase our damage too by 30%. So we're not quite there yet, but we can actually do a lot of the content. It's in its current state. If we're not having issues with elemental reflect, we actually get we're on par with our Tinkerer build, our lightning trap build, and the reasoning why that is if we encounter elemental reflect, we're dead. We kill ourselves. We die. So this character has been played for 1 day, 11 hours, and this is the character that I'll probably carry on for the last month, but it'll be on and off. I probably only will play it for like an hour, or not even that, just get on, do a map, leave, and so on. I didn't achieve my main goal, but I achieved my... Well, no, I achieved my main goal, I didn't achieve my supplementary goal, and I think my supplementary goal will be my main goal for next league, because I don't know what the next league is, and I can't really get my goals, but yeah. So, what was it? The tree was decent. We actually have several investments, like the energy from within gem was quite expensive. We also have... Where is... Up here. This one was actually a cheap one, which gives us these two. We have 3 points on that. That was a good investment. But yeah, we just see if I go to Volatile Dead. Where are you? There you are. So yeah, we do decent amount of damage. Frenzy also does decent amount of damage as well. Defenses wise, we're a bit lacking in the resistances, but I need to bring down my I could essentially get more fire, but we need to get better gems and so on. Keep those on me. We're running out of space, and I really need to invest into... I wish I could actually get more stash tabs, but it's ridiculous. The 4 that you get, just imagine having currency alongside all of this. Like, I have a stash tab dedicated to my map stuff, and I have to get rid of the white maps, and then I'm actually at the point of getting rid of the yellow maps, so I'd only have red maps, which, for a new character coming in, it's actually horrible, because then I have to pick up maps randomly. I've had the most tabulars I've ever had. A lot of this stuff I can actually get rid of, they're useless. I just keep them around until I run out of space here and I delete them. Our attempt of trying to get a lore weave is only 50% there. But yeah, so that's this character. I actually quite enjoyed this one, and I think it's a really good end game because Poet's Pens are expensive, and they took nearly all my currency that I had to do it. But luckily enough, I actually made money back. Oh well, it's the watches I got me the money to buy the Poet's Pen, and then I did some other stuff, which found some Exalt, which I sold for Chaos, though their prices skyrocketed again above. So if I waited a little bit, it would have been fine. But I needed I needed to liquidate just to get it. But we also sold some flasks as well. We did some trading, which was interesting. So yeah, now in the next episode I'll be talking about the league. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, let me know down in the comments below. Otherwise, hit the subscribe button to see more, hit the notification bell to keep up to date, and I'll see you guys at the next league.